Hello VC, this is Roger here with the Jolly Roger channel. I'm just going to start off by saying, wishing everyone a happy, healthy, and blessed 2018. Hope you made it through the holidays fine and everyone's doing good. Thought what better way to start off the year than doing a video for a contest on the VC. So I'm going to do one for Andrew over at Tales from the Crate. He's doing a contest for his 500 plus, I think he's over 530 now, subscribers. And if you don't know Andrew's channel yet, which I can't believe anybody doesn't, stop by and check him out. I'll put a link in the comments below on how to get to his channel. But man, he has got a great channel, very intelligent, wise guy. Has got a lot of knowledge about the music industry. Just need to go check him out. But for the contest, what he's wanting is for us to list 5 to 10 songs that are cover songs by other artists. And I know he'd like to get some that are kind of out of the ordinary. I've looked at some of these. Some of these are kind of obvious. Most of them probably are. But I'm going to throw mine out there. Not that big a jump for majority of them. But anyway, we'll start off with this one, Blue Oyster Cult. This album was released in 1982. The song I'm talking about on this was recorded December 15th, 1981 at the Country Club in Reseda, California. And it's a cover of Roadhouse Blues, the Doors song that was released on Morrison Hotel in 1970. But Roadhouse Blues, good cover, just a jamming session. I think you'll all like it. If you like the blues rock, that's what this is. It's good blues rock. Next, this gentleman, Rick Derringer, Face to Face. This album was released in 1980, and his cover of Neil Young's My My Hey Hey. Kind of interesting. He released this in 1980. Neil released it off of Rust Never Sleeps in 1979. So Neil didn't have it out but just a year before Rick put it out also. But he does a good job of it. Kind of more of a rock beat to it, but doesn't harm it any, I don't think. But for you diehard Neil Young fans, y'all may not care for it, but I thought it was pretty good. Next, Molly Hatchet, Flirting with Disaster. This album was released in September of '79. This is their second studio album. And the song I'm talking about off here is It's All Over Now, which was written by Bobby and Shirley Womack, recorded by the Valentinos in June of '64. It made it in the top 100, but it was only there for 2 weeks and then dropped out. And then, ironically, just a month later, the Rolling Stones had their first #1 hit with that song. So It's All Over Now. I like Molly Hatchet's version. Good rocking out beat, getting after it. This one's a kind of an obvious one. Talking about Heart. And this is the Greatest Hits Live album, released in November of 1980. The song I'm talking about was recorded August 1980 in Seattle, Washington. And of course, if you know Heart at all, every live concert they do a cover of a Led Zeppelin song. And this one has, you can see it there, Rock and Roll. I think it's kind of neat. If you notice on here, it says, dedicated with all our love to John Bonham. John Bonham, drummer for Led Zeppelin. died just a year before this was released. So kind of a neat dedication to him. Next, Joe Jackson, Jumpin' Jive. And this was released June 1981. Song on here is You Is or Is You Ain't My Baby. Pretty neat little jazz number. Originally done by Louis Jordan in October of 1943, which was a B-side to a song called G.I. Jive. So, but nice, real nice swing music. Big band swing. Pretty good Joe Jackson record there too. Next, one of my favorite, if not my favorite guitarist of all time. If he's not, he's one of my top 5 probably for sure, if not top 3. And that's James Gang, Joe Walsh, off their first album, Your Album. And this was released March 1969. And what I'm going to talk about is the cover of the Yardbirds' Lost Woman, which was released by the Yardbirds in July of '66 off of their album called Roger the Engineer, which is also known by the name of Over, Under, Sideways, Down. So, anyway, Lost Woman. Just a good blues jam session. Goes on, I think this is like a 9-minute song. They do a 9-minute version of it, I believe, so if I remember right on that. But it's a good song. If you like Joe Walsh's music, you'll like that. And another one that's a great guitarist, Ted Nugent, Amboy Dukes, Tooth, Fang, and Claw. This album was released in 1974. The song that they cover on here, Chuck Berry's Maybelline, which Chuck Berry released in July of '55. But Ted Nugent and Amboy Duke's version of it, it's kind of a typical, I say typical, it's a nothing that would surprise you from Ted Nugent. It's an in-your-face, all-out blues rock, getting after it, you know. So that's Maybelline by Ted Nugent and Amboy Dukes. And then my last one I'm going to throw in here. It's kind of a different twist compared to all these other ones. Alan Jackson. And this is the only place I have this. But the song was originally on A Lot About Living and a Little About Love, which was released in September of '93. And the song I'm talking about is Mercury Blues. I knew that. I thought it was original to a Steve Miller Band. But it was originally recorded in 1948 by K.C. Douglas. And it was originally titled Mercury Boogie. And then Steve Miller Band and maybe somebody else between them changed it to Mercury Blues. And Steve Miller first recorded version of it is the 1967 Monterey Pop Festival. And then in 1976, of course, I'll Fly Like an Eagle. But Alan Jackson does a great job of it. Matter of fact, I almost like Alan Jackson's probably better than I do Steve Miller Band's. I think he just does a great cover of it. So, anyway, there's my covers. Hope you like that one. Here's a cup to you all. And hope y'all have a great, like I said to start with, 2018. Check out Andrew's channel if you don't know it. I can't believe anybody that's seen my channel does not know Andrew. But anyway, have a great one. Talk to you later.